guys, Kissy Bug here. I'm going to go on the fly today and just kind of talk. In light of everything that's been going on lately, and it's a lot, I have decided that I don't want them to be following my Twitter or my YouTube, so I have had no problem blocking the monopoly. I am pretty disgusted at the fact that they would use a hashtag that is important to abuse survivors and victims as a joke. And it's very immature to do that in the first place because you want to trigger somebody. It sounds like if you're trying to get someone triggered, you are the one that's triggered. Because why would you act so immature? For a person who's in their 30s, I would expect more maturity. Hell, my 7-year-old dog acts more mature than you. That's saying a lot. You're a mom, and you're an aunt. You're a daughter. You're a sister. What kind of example do you think you're setting? Did you go and decide to copycat the mastermind's best friend because you think he's cool because he's a bully? You know, Mr. Untouchable? You might not be touchable, so to speak, here, but one day, and I know you know this since you proclaim to be a Christian, you will have to answer to God. So there's that. And I'm so pissed off that YouTube allows these clowns to be on their platform, but they could take somebody down because that person is trying to show the truth and educate people. Yet, the content that she used was the same content that's been up on these channels for years. Yo, YouTube, what's up with that? We have children watching this stuff. You know, we see people self-harming, we see people threatening to hurt themselves, we see people being bullies, we see all sorts of things. And as much as you think that YouTube Kids is where kids are really hanging out, wrong. They're hanging out on the main platform because parents are too busy with their own stuff they're doing, whatever it is, that they're not supervising their children. So their children turn to their tablets, their computers, their phones, and hang out on YouTube. It's not the place for children. But as long as we have parents who don't care, who are neglectful and ain't keeping an eye on their kids, we run into people, or children really, that argue, how dare we stand up for abused people because it's not abuse. Well, I beg to differ in that. It is abuse. And they were abused. And to have a 16-year-old child throwing a fit because a mature grown lady who cares about kids and speaks up for abused people who don't have a voice. You know, give me a break. Little boy, or shall I say little boys, put away your tablets and go outside and play. Leave the real talk to the adults. Because you have no business on a platform trying to tell adults what they should do. Cussing at adults, threatening adults, telling adults to kill themselves. You know what? Your mommy and daddy need to be checking out what you are doing. I miss the days of no internet, no phones, tablets, computers, because as a child, I didn't have all that. I got to go out and play and ride my bike, hang out with my friends. I wasn't cooped up in the house all day with technology to babysit me. And it just irritates me because I know these parents aren't concerned about what their kids are doing. As long as their children are not in their hair, what do they care? Well, you better care. You don't know what's on social media. You don't know if there's predators or pedophiles or whatever. You don't know what's out there. You don't know who is talking to your child, let alone who your child's trying to talk to or follow or worship. If you are sitting around hanging out on Facebook or whatever while your child is being entertained by YouTube, shame on you. Get off your butt and be a parent. Because your children, and a lot of them, are following people who depict abuse in their videos. Your children are laughing at these videos because they have been normalized to these videos because nobody's supervising what their child is doing. Is that the kind of life you want for your kids? Or to see a grown man self-harming himself because he's trying to prove a point? What kind of message does that drive home to your child? Or the internet thug who's constantly telling people to pull up or shut up and threatening to take down people's channels and that he's untouchable. Yeah, your kids are watching this kind of crap. Where are you? And I'm going to tell you right now, none of those people are going to change because they make money off of this crap. Meanwhile, your child's watching it and taking all that in, and them being, young and immature themselves because they're kids. They don't understand how serious this is or how damaging it is. Not just for children, but for the abuse survivors and the victims. And it makes me mad because YouTube is just like la-di-da-da. You make me money, so I ain't gonna do nothing. YouTube, will you care when somebody seriously gets hurt because of one of these people? Is that what it's gonna take for you? Will you care then? Or how about Twitter even? Yeah, Twitter, I'm looking at you too. What about you? What are you guys gonna do? These guys get on Twitter just as much as YouTube and bully and harass people. What are you going to do if somebody gets hurt? Two big platforms that really need to give a damn. Two big platforms that need to care about the children watching the content. Children observing. Think about the kids, if nothing else. Think about the kids. They are the important people because they are the impressionable people that follow your platforms. And the whole reason why everybody's speaking out about abuse is because we're sick and tired of seeing it. Not because somebody has a personal vendetta. So get over that one. Not because somebody's a hater. That's not the case either. We care about children. We care about survivors. We care about victims. That's where our concern lies. Outside all that, if those people want to act stupid, okay. Go on with your bad self. But don't let it affect kids because that's where it's drawing the line. That's when, as parents who let their children watch this content, that's where you're neglectful and abusive. For the people who are putting out those videos with children in it, that's where you are neglectful and abusive because you're exploiting those children. And that is abuse. And I'm not talking about just the old videos. I'm talking about the whole enchilada. I'm just so sick and tired of it. I want to be able to watch YouTube videos and not know about the dark side of YouTube. There shouldn't even be a dark side to YouTube. These platforms need to get it together before somebody seriously gets hurt and then they get sued because they ain't acting on what's being going on. They're more concerned about these people making the money. YouTube, who cares? What you need to care about are people's lives. And what happens when these bullies step off the platform and go and hurt somebody in real life. Hashtag whatabouttheabuse. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.